crooked. So if I'm crooked, you guys need to let me know because um, rotate device back. Oh, I can't go my things. It says it's locked. I have to go straight up and down. Okay. That might have been a weird beginning, but we're going with it because I haven't gone live before. And let's take my microphones off because it was saying on YouTube here that I have to have my screen portrait, not landscape. So that's new. That's okay. We're gonna get started anyway. So hello everybody. I hope you can hear me okay. I can't have my phone on the tripod and use my little what are these called? Microphones, because it doesn't fit on there. But that's all right. It's okay. So I am coming out here live today. Hopefully you guys can hear me and everything's okay. Because I needed a pep talk the other day. And I thought, you know what, if I need this, other people do too. And we're gonna talk about some things that happen during this season, sometimes some videos that we listen to. And it's the time of year, it's December, and it's the end of the year. And sometimes we look back on the year and we say, what did we do? Did we accomplish anything? Do we feel like we're accomplished and that we're at the place that we want? Not only just with our goals, but in our life as well. So sometimes, especially this time of year, let me know if you feel this way, because I know I do. I feel like I'm behind. And I feel this way even though I know I'm working on my goals and I know that I'm working with my kids and teaching my kids what I want, and that I'm working on the house and right now the Christmas decorations and hi Jen, and but I still feel behind. I feel like even though I wake up at 5 and I go to bed at 10:30, I'm like, well, I didn't get everything done that I wanted to that day. And sometimes this makes us feel like we're failing. So I welcome everybody who's showing up. I'm glad you're here. And today we're just talking about kind of this time of year and feeling like sometimes we're not enough. Okay, we're just saying that. I watched a video the other day and I kind of want to see if you guys have seen these videos about somebody coming on here and saying, look, I've made it. This is the thing I did. I've made it. And I only have to work 5 hours a week and you should do that too. How come you guys are working so much and all you have to do is this and you should make it like me? And I feel so grateful for those people. I think it's great that they come out and they show kind of the possibilities of what there is now, especially in this world of social media and the internet. So many options of what we can do with our lives. But at the same time, I kind of felt like, oh my gosh, I'm definitely working more than that. And I've put, the last 25 years into getting where I am right now. Is that a waste? Was that a failure? And I kind of want to come out here and say, if you're in that boat, if you're listening to those videos, first of all, oh my gosh, there's the lawn service next door and the leaf blower. Gotta love that leaf blower sound. So welcome anybody who's new here. I'm super glad that you're here. Thank you for joining today. Sorry about the background noise if you hear that wonderful leaf blower. Gotta love that. But I want to just first say that if you're watching those videos and they're not like making you feel like you're in a good place, turn them off, because I was starting to get defensive. And I don't know if you do this, if you are talking to your screen and you're like, well, I am doing that thing and I don't have the results that you do and you don't know what my life is. And I kind of was starting to get defensive like that. And I thought, that is the answer, that people who are giving you advice here on YouTube, I'm grateful for it. I'm not saying anything bad about it, but they don't know you. You don't know them. We don't know each other. They can't see maybe what you're doing behind the scenes, the work that you are putting in, and they don't know your lives, your day-to-day thing. If you have kids, if you have responsibilities at work, maybe your work is what you want to be doing. So why is that bad? And I also want to say, if you're working a full-time job and you're going for your goals and your dreams on your side, because that's what we talk about here, you're not failing. You're not a failure because you have a job and because you're working at it, and you're not failing if maybe you're not there yet. Wherever there is, wherever you want to be. And Outdoor Funds, if you have a question, go for it. But I wanted to say that because sometimes, even as hard as I'm working on my projects and working at work and even making progress, I feel like I'm failing and I feel like I'm behind because I don't have as many subscribers as I want, or followers that I want, or sales that I want. I opened my Shopify store a week ago and I have 0 sales right now. And I'm gonna do a video about this because they're for my women's fiction books and I've had them out for a while. So I just basically changed platforms to Shopify. But I also kind of advertise that if you're a subscriber and you sign up to my email list, that you get a free book and all of that stuff. And I did get a couple of those, which was a huge win, and that was great. But I also, I'm coming out here smiling, and that's fine, because this is something that I want to do for the rest of my life type thing. I love writing, and I have other things that I'm coming out with this year, next year. It's not 2026 yet. I keep thinking that it is. But anyway, I don't stake my happiness on just one thing. So I want to come out here and talk a little bit about comparing ourselves, because comparing ourselves to others, and I feel like it's so easy to do this, isn't it? Who else compares yourselves to others? It's easy to do. You're walking down the street, you don't need your phone, you don't need social media to compare yourself to others, because we see other human beings out there in the world just like us. And I think it's totally fine if we use that as a motivational tool. So we see people who maybe are living the lives that we want to. Maybe they have that goal. They're doing that goal that we're working on. I'm working right now on coming out with a planner next year. And I'm taking a course. I'm in a course right now that's teaching me kind of how to do this and everything. And of course, the person teaching the course has planners for sale and is wildly successful at it. And I use that as a motivational tool. I see, look what could be. She has a lot of her community and people that she gets to inspire, and that's what I'm aspiring for. So I use that as a motivational tool. But when we are comparing ourselves and it's making us go backwards, first I kind of want to say, you're not alone. This isn't abnormal at all. But we should try and at least acknowledge when we're doing that, because here's the thing, is when we're trying to go for something and we're going backwards because we're comparing to others, we need to say that whatever we're doing isn't working for us. So if we know it's not working for us, then we need to kind of have the willpower sort of to stop And yeah, you compare yourself to others when you see other people, whatever it is, if they're losing weight or if they're getting more followers than you, or they're making more money than you, or they have their Christmas tree up and you don't. I just my kids decorated today, but it's kind of, it looks like it's easy also. And maybe you're like me, like I work really hard on this channel and on my planners and on my books. And it's not easy. And I know the work that I put in. So sometimes we see others and they've made it and it looks easy and we can't see that work. And then we feel like we're failing, even though we know we're putting in the work. So this next year, now that we're at the end of the year, I want to talk about a couple of things. We're at the end of the year. I don't know if you guys do any kind of journaling or vision boarding or tracking your progress throughout the year. I sometimes look back and say, thank you, Jen Aker. I know you've read my books. I'm glad you like them. That makes me happy. So I look back over the year and think about the progress that I've made. But I kind of think about it in big buckets, like, oh, I wrote that book and I set up my website and I started this exercise program and the girls and I went on this trip or something, my family and I did. And in all of those tasks, there's probably 50 things that maybe I've done and accomplished. And I don't remember all of those things. I'll be honest. Like I remember the work that I put in, but maybe not that, hey, in order to set up the website, I had to do pictures and I had to learn Shopify and I had to connect my bank and I had to set up Kit and then do that form for people to sign up on and embed it on Shopify and then make sure it works. And like all of these things that I did. And I don't always remember those because in the busyness in our life, it's hard to remember everything, right? Like, what did you eat last Friday? Do you remember that? You probably don't, unless you eat the same thing every day and then, hey, you're on it. But so one thing that I'm doing this next year is number one, we started off talking about maybe not watching those videos that bring us down. I'm gonna kind of be aware of that. I am a YouTube person. I'm on here, you're on here, so you're probably a YouTube person also, but maybe just like wish those videos well, wish those people well and move on. But one thing that I want to do next year is have a progress list that it's going to sound a little bit strange, but I want to write down all of the things that I've completed, even if it's little, that, hey, Monday I sent out an email list or an email to my subscriber list, and that's an accomplishment. And I think that that is one thing that we miss sometimes when we're going for our goals, that we want to get to that big goal, right? I want to get to the point where I'm selling my planners to you guys, and there's a million things that I have to do in order to get there, and I don't want to forget to celebrate along the way, because we forget to do that. We have that, I don't know if you're like this, but we have that end goal in mind, and we just think about getting there, and we forget that, hey, maybe all of these other milestones along the way were just as important as having that physical product of the thing that we're working on in our hands. So that's one thing that I'm doing, is I'm making a progress list. And excuse me if I look at my notes here, but I want to make sure that I'm saying everything. And here we are, we're sitting in December, and we still have the rest of December. We aren't done yet. I feel like we kind of get to this month, and it really is a transition month. It's fun to have it's fun to have a reason to kind of have a fresh start over in January, new goals, new us, new everything. But we need to kind of look back over the year and think about what worked, what didn't work, maybe kind of leave the what didn't work habits behind, and then take the what worked with us. We don't have to sit here though at the beginning of December and just say, oh well, we're done with the year and we're done with making progress at all. So that's one thing I wanted to mention, because we do still have like the rest of the month. But to sum that up, like we still have today, right? We still have today, we still have tomorrow, we still have next week, where we're still trying to make progress where we are. So that's kind of the whole point of this live, is we want to make progress, and we don't want things to slow us down, whether it's other YouTubers. I don't want to like put it out there that YouTubers are bad, or that advice is bad. Maybe it's the advice that we're letting kind of slow us down. So I want to, if I'm a little bit gimpy looking, I'm sorry. I am a little bit gimpy today. My arm is kind of like not wanting to raise above this. I slept on it so wrong the other night. So anyway, I also want to encourage you to stay on your own journey and know that this is yours. This is the path that you're on, and nobody else knows that path. Even let's say, so I'm making a planner, right? And let's say my sister is also making a planner, and we're still going to be on different journeys, because I live in this house, she lives in that house, and we have our separate lives. So your journey is yours, and you can take that advice from other people, but just know that only you know what works for you. Like, you know the schedule that works. You know that maybe Tuesday and Wednesday nights aren't good for you to go for your goals and do that task. And even if that person says, no, you need to work on it every night for an hour, whatever it is, you know that for you that doesn't work. So I'm kind of giving you permission to stay in your own lane. And I like to say that, because we kind of swerve to other people's lanes, and their lane is better than ours, and we forget that we know ourselves the best. We know what works for us. Your journey doesn't look like anybody else's. Theirs doesn't look like yours. And I think it's totally okay to be selfish in that area and say, this is what works for me. I know it works for me. And don't feel bad if you're not adopting everybody's method. I was sitting down to plan my December, and it was December 3rd, and a lot of people had planned their December in late November. I kind of like to just, what I do right now without my planner that I'm making, I just take a notebook and I turn the page and I write the month at the top, and I make a list of what I would like to accomplish that month. And it's that simple. Like, that's all I do. And I like to watch other videos that they set up their whole board and they use, their washi tape and their stickers and have all their pins. And I like that stuff too. But sometimes I literally just don't have time to do that. So, hey, Deb, but sometimes this method works better for me, because if I only have 5 minutes, then that's what I have. That's the pace that works well for me. So I know it's easy to, especially with the planning, I like this one person that I watch, and they have 10 planners and spend a lot of time planning. And for me, that would be all the time that I have. I wouldn't have any time to work on the thing that I want to work if I was just sitting there planning and journaling the whole time. So it's fun to watch, but that part doesn't work for me. So I might take like a tip or two and do that. So I think that's all I want to say today, because I felt a little bit triggered watching that video and kind of responding in my way, like, but I am doing those things, and feeling like it wasn't enough. And I like to come out here and tell you that you are enough, and your dreams do matter, and they matter to continue moving forward with them, to continue making progress in your way, and in a way that works for you and that feels right for you. And I don't want to make other people feel like, oh, well, I don't have time to do all of that, even that I say. So don't feel like that. Do what works and what you can do. I know I had a comment on my channel, and I talked about this in one of my videos, that I had a cold, and it was just the end of the cold. I didn't have a fever anymore. I had gone to work. When I finally felt fine and everything, I was fine. Because we can still work when we have a cold. Like, we don't have to stay home until the last sniffle is gone. Even the schools say, keep your kids home with all of these, and it's okay to send them to school with all these. And I was in that okay zone for sure. But I had a comment say, you're a workaholic and you're spreading your germs, and how dare you show everybody that, even when you're not feeling good, you're still going for it. And I was like, that didn't work for her, and I was okay with that. That's okay. So I hope that if you're here on my channel, like, you take what works, because I'm trying to go for my own goals and show you that even if we're busy, we can just do a task a day, or write down our tasks that day, or do a half of a task. I don't know how many times I'm gonna say tasks, but that we can still go for it. We can still go for our things. No matter what that is. Maybe you're wanting to try something new in your life, or maybe that book has been calling to you for 20 years and you're like, well, I kind of want to start writing that. I'm hoping to come out here to try and encourage you to do that, because you have today, and hopefully we have tomorrow. So why not start working on it today? So I'm trying to show that I've done that, and I've been there, and I'm following through, and I hope that that inspires you. So that's all I wanted to say today. I thank you for being here. Anybody who watches the replay, make some comments down below. Join the channel if you want to. You can go check out thebusydreamer.com. And if you want a free book, you can sign up to my email list. I have a free novella that I wrote, and that's for you. And I also have a free little task sheet that I put out there that's kind of easy. You put the goal at the top, you write some of your tasks out and what your plan is, and sometimes, like the piece of paper method, like I said, sometimes it's that easy that we get it from here on the piece of paper, and that's kind of bringing it into the world. And instead of just keeping those goals and those wishes inside, and I know for me, like, when I write it down like this, I feel like I'm making a contract with myself. Like, I have to do that because I wrote it down. So anyway, go check those out at my website if you want to. And yes, Jen Ager, if we're all the same, the world would be boring. And we're all, we're all on our journey. And just remember, like, you can't be that other person even if you wanted to. So try and make it your own, and try and bring some happiness into your life. I know that when I come out here and I share my tips, and I'm saying that I'm working hard on these things, and there were some nights when I was working on that Shopify account that I wanted to give up, that I was tired, that it wasn't working, and it was late, and then it would work. Like, something would work. And you hear the surprise in my voice, because it doesn't always work. And that was so incredibly rewarding when I was opening my Shopify, and I I signed in as, on my phone or something, somewhere separate, and like did a test purchase, and it worked. And I was like, oh my gosh, that was so rewarding to me that, like, I know I worked for months and months to get to that point, and it paid off. It, like, not even monetarily, right? Because I was buying my own book. But it it worked. So hopefully it's working for you, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Leave a comment, subscribe, and come hang out with us, because this is what we talk about, going for our dreams. And pretty soon I'm gonna show you how I plan for the whole year, kind of in big buckets. And then we'll break that down into tasks, and maybe you'll want to do that together. Maybe we'll do another live. So I will see you at that time. Thanks for being here today, and I'll talk to you in the next video.